Hi and welcome everyone. Lisa here for Whimsy Stamps. Thanks for taking the time to join me. So today I am sharing the new cubed die set with you. We're going to have a quick look at this die set. We're going to do a technique with it. Plus I have some samples I want to share with you at the end of the video. So be sure you stick around for those. So here's the die set. You're getting 5 pieces total with this set. The largest piece up here is going to cut an 8-inch wide by about a 1.5-inch high outline for you. Now, when you cut this out, the negative pieces are going to pop out, and that's going to give you the opportunity to do some 2-for-1 techniques with this. Plus, those negative pieces are great for creating designs on your cards. You're also getting 4 individual cubes with this, and they're going to cut the same way that that larger die does. They cut the outline out, and then the negative pieces pop out. Our technique that I want to share with you includes partial die cutting, so let's go ahead and do that. I have the die laid on a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of heavy cardstock, and I'm only going to line the die cut plate up where I want to cut. So I'm leaving the very end of the die hanging out at the top there, and I'm only going to run this through the machine part way, and then I'm going to reverse it back out. So we're not cutting the ends of this die. We want this to stay suspended in this 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece of paper so that it makes it much easier for us to stencil with it. Just remember, when you're partial die cutting, wherever you want to cut is where you're going to apply the pressure. So now that we have our DIY stencil created, we're going to go ahead and start inking up a 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece of paper. I started with a red ink because I'm doing this rainbow effect. And what I do is I'm going to shift it to the right and leave about 1/8 of an inch of that ink showing. Now, 2 things happen with that. One, it makes it easier for you to keep the stencil lined up because you can still see the lines. And 2, it's going to help blend each color into each other. I had some pixie spray. I did spray the back of this with that. And when you use pixie spray, it takes a light coat. You don't need to be heavy-handed with pixie spray. You need to let it dry for 1 minute before you actually start using it. So we're going to go ahead and finish inking this up. We're using dye inks. I prefer dye inks when I'm stenciling. I think it gives you a softer look, but the edges are much sharper looking. So I've worked my way through the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and I'm going to finish this off with purple, and then we'll talk about how we put this together. So here's the end result. I love this technique with this stencil. It was so much fun. You could use this either way, but I prefer it vertically. I ran that through the die cut machine in a rectangle die, and then I used liquid adhesive to add it to an A2 card base. So I used that Your Incredible sentiment from the Fantabulous Day stamp set that just released from Whimsy. I used black ink and some black embossing powder to heat set that sentiment. I added some tiny little gem stickers in the color of the rainbow to finish that card off. So now I have some samples I'm going to share with you. So for the first sample, I used the individual cubes with the die set to create this staged look for these cute, adorable showgirls. Now, these are the Simply Stunning stamp set. They just released today with this new release. I absolutely love the way this turned out. I love how each step showcases each of the girls. Now, for my next sample, I have a 2-for-1. I did ink blending on card panels, ran that through the die cut machine to create my negative pieces, to create that fun rainbow design on the top card. And then I took what was left of the die cutting and just inlaid that black outline over acetate to create this shaker. So this is really easy to do. Now for my last sample, I used some alcohol inks to create a turquoise and green and yellow blend. And then I ran that through the die cut machine with the largest cubed die. Plus I ran some gold glitter paper through the die cut machine. And then I just sat down and laid out a design using all of the die cut pieces and added that Celebrate die cut word. So that's going to wrap us up. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this new cubed set in the comments below. I have the products linked below for you so you can hop over to Whimsy Stamps website and check them out. And until next time, take care.